We go across the Severn Bridge into Wales for Stage 4, which is based at the 5-star Celtic Manor Resort. No time for golf, but the remaining 86 riders do get the use of the leisure facilities for a night's R&R. Before tackling 3 circuits on a 160-kilometre course that will take them through Newport and southeast Wales before an uphill finish at the Celtic Manor Resort. So here we are with the start of the 4th stage of the Tour of Britain. The Welsh riders just leading the peloton out. It's still all to play for today in the fight for the yellow jersey.
And this is the field coming past the Celtic Manor, and they are starting their 3rd and final lap here on the penultimate stage. And the Welsh Development Agency and Newport Unlimited are working hard to bring top-class sports to the area. The Ryder Cup will take place in 2010, and of course this is where the National Road Race Championships have been decided for the last 2 years. And next year there will be a round of the Women's World Road Cup. That'll be a chance for Nicole Cook to shine. This is the leading group coming towards us. Jeremy Hunt, Russell Downing, Jan Barker and Kurt Alle Arvesen from Norway. Koos Murenhout is also in this group. They've had a maximum lead of just over 4 minutes at one point, but it's starting to come down.
Well, I can't be surprised that we have seen some splits today, Hugh. Having spent some time recently with the British Olympic team based just here, I can tell you these roads are far from easy.
Now then, wouldn't it be wonderful if Jeremy Hunt could stay clear? He rides on the MrBookmaker.com team, the team that of course have got Ben Day, who's already tidied up the King of the Mountains, and also in that squad is Roger Hammond, the national champion. Hunt is certainly a fine sprinter, and if this does stay clear, you've got to start to favour him because he's probably the quickest in that leading group.
Well, there's certainly some grim faces in the string there. Nobody's having an easy day.
I can tell you that the leader, there he is, Ardila, is smarting from that judge's decision that was taken the day before when they gave Leblacha those extra seconds, which means he's now tying for first place.
Well, his job's got an awful lot more difficult now. Suddenly he's got no comfort zone. We've got a summit finish today, and he can't afford to make any mistakes. He's literally going to need to be right up there to make sure that there are no time splits.
Well, it is a tough climb, the final ascent to the finishing line. They come up the climb that's been negotiated on the previous 2 laps, but instead of turning right past the Celtic Manor, they turn left, and he's got a nasty kick. It really does ramp up. Now then, over the distributor bridge for the final time.
You can see already we've lost quite a few people from the peloton.
This is a new bridge that's just been constructed, not yet open to the public. 45 seconds the advantage. Chris, it looks as though they are going to be pulled back.
Yep, and obviously that's what US Postal want to happen. They're working in earnest to make sure that they do. In 5 kilometres to go, that kind of time gap, I think it is doable.
This is Murenhout on the front of the leading group, but how much longer are they going to be able to stay there? The left-hander that will line them up for the final ascent, he's getting ever nearer, and that gap is coming down.
Well, it's certainly going to be a close call. Russell Downing, not known to be an excellent climber, more suited to the track, but he's going to give it a stab today. But really, I think he's going to struggle.
Hunt with his mouth open, gulping in the air, twice the national champion. Had to pull out of the recent Olympic Games with a back injury. So he incurred that during the Tour of Denmark. Come the field, and that gap is coming down all the time. It's going to go right down to the line, this one.
Of course, the approach to this climb is a little bit tricky as well, so positioning in the final kilometre is going to be all important. You have to make sure that you set yourself up properly, because 10-20 metres lost at the bottom of the climb, you'll never make it up by the line.
Well, the nearest rider to the overall race leader, Ardila, is Russell Downing in this group, and he's 9 minutes behind the yellow jersey, so this situation certainly suits the little Colombian. What isn't going to suit him is this group being pulled back, because then there's a lot of riders could gather themselves for a jump at the line, and remember, there's a 10-second bonus, and that of course could narrow the gap ready for the final stage in London.
Well, I think that's maybe why US Postal have been so keen that it comes back together. They have the likes of Rubiera, who can really do something with a short finish like this, so they'll be trying to position their man to nip into the lead before the final stage tomorrow.
So getting very, very near to the left hand. It's 500 metres then from where they turn off this main road. Now then, who's going to be the first to make the strike? I tell you, Ardila will be one of the men that could figure here because he's a very good climber. He'll dance up that climb.
And he has to make sure he's in the right position to do so. This whole race, the entire Tour of Britain, could be decided in the next kilometre.
So 2 kilometres to go. Now then, just wondering if anybody is going to try and jump for the long one. Down the outside from about 6 back. That's the way to do it.
Well, it becomes really quite difficult because of the summit finish, of course. You need to make that breakaway, but you also have to have enough energy to stay ahead for the last few hundred metres of climbing. So everybody relying heavily, as we can see here, on their teammates to get them in the right position, saving as much energy as possible till the climb actually starts.
Stefano Zanini on the front, the man that won the opening stage and wore that yellow jersey into the tough Yorkshire climbs. He was obviously keeping the pace high for the sprinters in his particular squad, but now it changes. It's the Navigators team that come through.
And they're about to turn right up into the final climb. This is it. This is pretty much set to go now.
Here we go then. This is the turn that will line them up. And this really does ramp up, believe me. The bottom of it is not too bad, but when it gets to the left-hander, that really will hurt the riders, and it's there that the climbers will be able to pounce and try and get clear. Already out of the saddle, you can see they laboured.
Well, they stretch it out into a long line, and you will never recover that distance again. Ardila in a perfect position, and this is when the climb really starts. Just a couple of 100 metres to go now, but unlike the normal finish, this is going to last for about 20 seconds.
Look at this, the yellow jersey absolutely fired up. I said earlier on he was smarting from the decision the day before. He's bouncing back in the only way he knows, and that is turning the screw, and the climbing legs of Ardila beginning to reflect here. He's going away, he's got the Spanish rider with him, Fernandez Marino. Of course, Spaniards know how to climb as well. They've opened a little gap, and this can be very, very useful. Not only is Ardila going to pick the 10-second bonus if he can win the stage, but he could also add a little bit of time as well. What a move here. It looks a little bit like Bartoli as well, coming through into third place. Now then, he's got the line in his sights. Has he got the power to hold off Marino and get the 10 seconds? This is the way to do it, isn't it? React and outsmart the field, and he's doing just that. Out of the saddle, coming up to the lines. Yes, the little man from Colombia takes it. Ardila wins the stage ahead of Marino of Spain, and it looked like Bartoli coming in for third. Let's just look at it again. Looking for the line. Yes, he takes it.
There's the order across the line. Spain's Moreno second and Italian Bartoli third. Julian Dean was 8th to extend his lead in the Halfords green jersey competition to 8 points. Roger Hammond was again the best British rider in 11th, 8 seconds behind Ardila. Leblasha also lost 8 seconds in 13th. At only 58 kilos, the Colombian is one of the smallest riders on the tour, but Ardila looks an impressive race leader now. The 10-second time bonus on the line gives him a 17-second lead in the general classification over Nick Noonans. Further down, Britain's Roger Hammond is in 12th place, 33 seconds down, and will find it difficult to catch Ardila now.